Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brian Kelly, and I am honored to be inducted into the Moraine Valley Alumni Hall of Fame. When I think of Moraine Valley, one word comes to mind: support. Support is very important to me because I am the survivor of a traumatic brain injury. And I wouldn't be where I am today without the people I love. Before my injury, I was lucky enough to be a student at Moraine Valley. It is there I ran for student trustee and relied on the support of teachers and students to win my first election. Without the help of my good friend Margie Owens, I would not have began my political endeavors. So you can thank Margie Owens for putting one more politician into the world. Once in office, I was surrounded by people who were very eager to assist me in my journey. The most notably was former President Dr. Vernon Crowley. Governor Jim Edgar appointed me to the first ever community college student to the Illinois Student Assistance Commission, which is an organization that provides students with assistance to make their dreams of going to college accessible and affordable. Our organization had a meeting in Washington, D.C., in which I was lucky enough to go. It was a chance of a lifetime that I took, for we had an off time, and I decided to walk over to the White House. And at the time, I saw one of the White House family members, Buddy, the black golden retriever that Bill Clinton loved. So I decided to take some pictures. And as soon as I decided to take some pictures, I got stopped by the United States Secret Service. I then managed to talk my way into the White House. Soon after that, I was on President Clinton's advance team, traveling to many different states and a few different countries as well. I was in Omaha, Nebraska, where I currently live, with President Clinton, and I told him, "Mr. President, I was leaving you." He asked me where was I going. I told him that I was going to work on Al Gore, the Gore Lieberman 2000 advance team, and I was one of 6 college students to do so. After the election, like much of the country, we didn't know who our president was going to be. So while we waited for the Supreme Court to tell us who our president was going to be, I took a position at NBC News as a researcher for Tom Brokaw. I enjoyed doing that well. However, I needed to go home and return and finish my college degree. I did so, and I was in a terrible car accident. And I went to the hospital, and I was supported by doctors, nurses, and loved ones. So I decided to help mental health, my new mission. I lobbied the U.S. Postal Service to create a stamp honoring and raising money for mental health awareness, including brain injuries. I collected over 42,000 letters in support of this campaign. I was humbled to be inducted into the Moraine Valley Hall of Fame in March, which is also the Brain Injury Awareness Month. I spend my days now interacting with patients and families at Children's Nebraska, escorting them to their rooms and providing them companionship and trying to make their stay a little easier. I also collect Pop-Tops for the Ronald McDonald House. This little gesture goes a long way in support of the family members at the hospital, at the Ronald McDonald House. I have collected over 1.2 million Pop-Tabs. And I would like to thank Moraine Valley for this honor, as well as Margie Owens, who got the ball rolling. the team at Nebraska who helps me every day. I would also like to thank Children's Nebraska for giving me a purpose. Someone I can't forget is my mom, for she is watching me now and will always will be. Most of all, I would like to thank someone who has always supported me more than anyone else. Someone who has never given up on me in my darkest hours. Someone who has helped me to my accomplishments of every single one of these achievements. That person is my dad. And I would say, thank you, Dad, and I love you. Good night, everyone.